Did you know that certain areas of your body itching as you age could be a sign of something serious? What if I told you that these itchy spots could even reveal how much time you have left to live? Most people ignore a simple itch, brushing it off as dry skin or just a passing irritation. But what if that itch was actually a warning sign? One that your body is desperately trying to tell you before it's too late? In today's video, we'll uncover 3 specific itchy places on the body that could indicate hidden health dangers in the elderly. More importantly, we'll share real stories of seniors who experience these symptoms, like Helen, who thought her itchy shins were just from aging, only to discover a life-threatening circulation issue. Or Mr. James, who ignored the strange tingling in his hands, unaware that it was a red flag for something much more serious. So, if you or a loved one have noticed persistent itching in certain areas, you won't want to miss this. Stay with me until the end, because these signs could be the difference between early prevention and a serious health crisis. Let's get started. Story 1. Itchy shins. Circulation issues. Meet Mrs. Helen, 78 years old. One morning she woke up with a terrible itching sensation in her lower legs, especially her shins. At first she thought it was just dry skin from the colder weather, so she applied some lotion and went on with her day. But the itching didn't go away. In fact, it became worse. By the end of the week her legs felt tight, almost swollen, and the itchiness was so intense that it sometimes kept her up at night. At first, Helen dismissed it. She had always been active, loved gardening, and never had serious health issues. "It's just aging," she told herself. But when she started noticing a change in her skin color, her shins looked slightly darker and almost shiny, she knew something wasn't right. A friend urged her to see a doctor, and what she learned shocked her. The itching wasn't from dry skin at all. It was a sign of poor circulation, specifically peripheral artery disease, PAD. PAD occurs when plaque builds up in the arteries, reducing blood flow to the legs. This restricted circulation can cause itching, pain, and even sores that take forever to heal. More importantly, PAD isn't just about the legs. It's a warning sign that the heart and brain might not be getting enough blood either. If left untreated, it can lead to strokes, heart attacks, and even amputation. In other words, that seemingly harmless itching was a serious red flag for Helen's overall health and longevity. The doctor explained that when the legs don't get enough oxygen-rich blood, the skin becomes irritated, dry, and itchy. Over time, if nothing is done, the tissue in the legs can start to die, leading to dangerous complications. Helen had no idea that something as simple as an itch could be the first sign of such a major health issue. But now she finally understood. Her body had been trying to warn her all along. Looking back, Helen wished she had paid attention sooner. If she had recognized the itching as a warning sign, she could have improved her circulation earlier through diet, exercise, and proper medical care. She learned the hard way that ignoring small symptoms can lead to bigger problems down the road. Thankfully, with treatment, lifestyle changes, and regular checkups, she was able to improve her circulation and avoid more serious consequences. Helen's story serves as a powerful reminder. Our bodies send signals when something is wrong. Sometimes those signals are small, like an itch on the shin. But small things can mean big problems if we ignore them. Helen now tells all her friends, don't brush off unusual symptoms. Your body is speaking to you. Listen to it. Could ignoring these simple itches be putting your health at risk? Let's move on to another sign. Story 2. Itchy hands. Possible organ dysfunction. Then there's Mr. James, who at 82 years old started experiencing persistent itching on the palms of his hands every evening. At first it was just a mild irritation, something he could ignore. He would rub his hands together or run them under cool water, thinking it was just dryness or an allergy. But as weeks passed, the itch became unbearable. It got so bad that he found himself scratching in his sleep, sometimes even waking up with red, irritated skin. One evening, as he sat watching television, he absent-mindedly scratched his hands again. His daughter, who was visiting, noticed and asked, "Dad, why are you always scratching your hands? Maybe you should get it checked out." At first, James brushed it off, saying it was nothing serious. But deep down, he had a strange feeling. His energy levels had been low. He had lost some weight without trying, and his skin seemed drier than usual. Could it really be something more than just an itch? After some convincing, James finally went to see his doctor. What he learned shocked him. His itchy hands were actually a sign of early-stage liver dysfunction. The doctor explained that when the liver doesn't function properly, toxins build up in the blood instead of being filtered out. This can lead to persistent itching, especially in the hands and feet. Similarly, kidney disease can cause itching because the body struggles to remove waste products, which then accumulate under the skin. James had no idea that his liver was struggling. He had no major pain or obvious symptoms, just an itch that wouldn't go away. Thankfully, because he caught it early, his doctor was able to recommend lifestyle changes, medications, and regular monitoring to slow the progression of the disease. But James couldn't help but think, what if he had ignored it for too long? What if he had kept dismissing that itch as just old age? Looking back, James realized how easy it is to ignore the small signs our bodies give us. He had always thought that serious health issues came with big, obvious symptoms, severe pain, dizziness, or difficulty breathing. But sometimes the body whispers before it screams. And that whisper, in his case, was a persistent itch. Now, James tells everyone he knows, don't wait until things get worse. Even something as small as itchy hands can be your body's way of warning you. By catching his condition early, James was able to take control of his health rather than letting it control him. Have you ever wondered what might be hiding behind that innocent itch? Let's take a look at our final sign. Story 3. Itchy feet, a sign of diabetes or neuropathy. Last, we have Mrs. Alice, 74, who started feeling an incessant itch in her feet, especially in the evenings. At first, she thought it was just dry skin or a reaction to wearing socks all day. She applied lotion and even soaked her feet in warm water, hoping for relief. But no matter what she tried, the itch wouldn't go away. In fact, over time, it became worse. Some nights it was so intense that she had trouble sleeping. Alice had always prided herself on being in good health, but this itch felt different. It wasn't just on the surface. It was deep under her skin, almost like a burning or tingling sensation. Eventually, she noticed that she had also developed numbness in her toes and that small cuts on her feet took longer to heal. Concerned, she finally visited her doctor. The diagnosis? Early signs of diabetic neuropathy. The doctor explained that itching and burning in the feet can be an early warning sign of nerve damage caused by high blood sugar levels. This condition, known as diabetic neuropathy, occurs when uncontrolled diabetes starts damaging the nerves, particularly in the feet and legs. Over time, This can lead to pain, loss of sensation, and even serious infections that may require amputation. For many older adults, undiagnosed or poorly managed diabetes can significantly shorten their lifespan. Alice was shocked. She had never been diagnosed with diabetes, but her doctor told her that many people have it without realizing it, especially in the early stages. Her constant itching wasn't just an annoyance. It was a red flag that her body was struggling to process sugar properly. If she hadn't paid attention, things could have gotten much worse. Determined to take control of her health, Alice made immediate lifestyle changes. She adjusted her diet, started exercising regularly, and closely monitored her blood sugar levels. She also made sure to check her feet daily, as neuropathy can make it hard to feel injuries, which can lead to dangerous infections. Within a few months, the itching reduced, and she felt more energetic than she had in years. Looking back, Alice wishes she had taken the signs more seriously from the start. She now tells her friends, "If something feels off in your body, don't ignore it. That small itch in my feet was my body's way of warning me before things got worse." Thanks to early detection, she was able to take control of her health and prevent serious complications. Have you experienced a similar sensation in your feet? It might be time to get checked out. Conclusion. As we've seen through the stories of Mrs. Helen, Mr. James, and Mrs. Alice, sometimes a simple itch is more than just an irritation. It can be a silent warning from your body. Whether it's circulation issues, organ dysfunction, or nerve damage, paying attention to these small signs could make a big difference in your health and even extend your lifespan. If you've ever experienced unusual itching in these areas, don't ignore it. It might be time to check in with your doctor and make sure your body isn't trying to tell you something important. Now, before you go, I have a small challenge for you. Comment 9 below if you found this video helpful, or 0 if you've never experienced these itchy signs before. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you for watching. Take care of yourself, stay healthy, and I'll see you in the next video.